Hello, partners. What world we live in these days? Is our privacy being respected? Or can we say that we live in a real version of George Orwell's 1984? With these questions, if when we play two important issues, WikiLeaks and NSA. Today, because of those issues, the world is experiencing a tremendous series of changes in the international structure, in foreign policy, and in our lives. In this video, you'll see the pros and the cons of the topics.
There are many countries that keep confidential information from their citizens in an attempt to preserve national security. In this case, the fact that WikiLeaks were released extend a threat to the United States based on information of national and international interest. There are countries, such as Afghanistan or countries off the shores of Africa, that could break relations with the United States and even threaten their security of their citizens. This is why there's a disagreement with the release of confidential information kept by government. There needs to be an understanding of the diplomatic relations that could be or are being damaged with the release of this information.
Edward Snowden, Julian Assange, and other whistleblowers have endangered the national security of the United States. Despite the injustices committed by the US authorities, the movement that Snowden has done is wrong because he didn't think that the secret information that he has spread endangers the welfare of the American people, who aren't responsible for the faults and injustices committed by the authorities. The consequences could be severe, since the information released by Snowden clearly can be used to meet national interests of other states, thus endangering the lives of Americans, which invalidates the moral legitimacy that Edward Snowden has given to its decisions and actions.
Of the United States,
what has been your take, and can you speak a little bit to
consider the
what's
national
going on in
priority,
the massive
which is
spy that's been going on?
national
I want to
security.
emphasize one thing
And
about it,
therefore,
which
what
is
Julian
that
Assange
the US
and Edward Snowden didn't think about were the consequences of the information that they revealed, because this information exposed the Americans living abroad to danger, especially in those countries where Americans can be more vulnerable. And therefore, I think that the United States is doing a good job to try to preserve this information and to pursue the people that they revealed it.
It's understandable that states must ensure the national security, but violating the privacy of individuals and institutions is not the most ethical way to do it. I think that people like Snowden are citizens committed to their society. In the particular case of Snowden, he had the access to confidential information and saw that this information was not necessarily the same that the US government made known. So he decided to inform the public the truth of what's happening. Give them the option to start something about it or just let it go. Such leaks are a new way to encourage citizens to participate and become more involved in issues of public agenda to achieve the common good.
I think it is a shame to think that Edward Snowden wanted to undermine the intelligence services of the United States of America and its international relations. He's a citizen committed with his society, and therefore he did what he thought and knew was correct, act that I think needs a lot of strength. It also should be no surprise the fact that they want to give him a Nobel Prize, since people all over the world are asking their countries to give him some asylum, since they understand that national security is as important as the respect for human rights.
While many people may incline themselves to spend hours debating whether Snowden or Assange are heroes, I rather focus on the fact that it was merely citizen duty. The leaks provided by Snowden, for example, did not contain any US military plans, identities of US agents, nor US foreign officials' conversations. Nonetheless, what it did contain was information that should be transparent when it comes to US foreign policy. I have previously argued in the Digital America blog that I strongly believe in the civil contract that population implicitly signs as a citizen of a nation. Taxpayers receive security from their state. But how inflated has the price of security become that the state now decides to breach their own population's privacy? The US government should stop condemning acts like the ones from Snowden and Assange. Then what it will only end up doing is confirming their intent to carry a suspicious and violating agenda that targets innocent people.